Hi, my name is Noel Davis with World Composting, and today we're going to take a look at our trash can system. So it's been 35 days since my last update, and we are starting to add food to this almost like we do with our regular urban worm bag and Vermibag, and we're trying to see if it can catch up to that type of system of adding in massive amounts of food and process it just as quickly. Now, been a little longer. This is still going to take some more time to acclimate, get the worms really going in there, I think. But we're going to continue to try to add more paper to this, more food, and we're going to see if we can really get this system moving. So with that, let's go take a look at the system, see how it's doing, and see how much food we can add. I'm hoping to add 2 containers this time, so we'll see, but we're going to try to. All right, here's our system. As you can see, it says 6-7 on there, and I'm going to go ahead and put our next label on here. This says 7-12 for today, and I'm already marking it because we are going to add food in here. So let me go ahead and flip this upright, see if this can adjust here. I'm going to zoom in just a little bit more, I think, right there. I think that's it. That's the best I can do for lighting. Well, maybe I can scoot this over just a little bit more. It's hard to get the lighting right over here in this corner because it's not many places to really bounce it off of or anything like that. But with that, let's start digging into this system. First off, I do notice right down here we have a little bit of, looks like pepper growth or something like that right here. So we had some little peppers growing in, and we're just gonna bury those right back in when we're done. But we got our first little worm here on the top, so they're starting to wander around a little bit. That's a good sign. Let's go ahead and dig in here. We got some more peppers. I think last time we threw into a couple of pepper ends, so that's fine. And I don't mind that they're growing. That's a good sign and shows that this is nice and healthy. Now look at this. Nice, fantastic looking material, nice healthy worms. It's already a good start. And I'm not seeing any food in here either right now, which is also a fantastic sign. And this material just looks really, really good right now. We got avocado peel right here. Those do take a while to break down. Hopefully that's clear on the camera there. Let's just go ahead and move this back over here. More pepper plants growing, it looks like. Put a lot of peppers in there last time, I guess. That happens with seeds when you put them in your bins. For those that are new, I've definitely had pumpkins are probably the worst because the seeds are really big and they don't necessarily break down. But again, the material looks great. It's all composted. All the stuff looks gone. The material is just what you would want from a bin. Good amount of worms in here. So this system is doing really, really well. It's a little bit dry maybe, but it's not too bad. I don't think I'd be able to wring out a drop of water out of this if I were to squeeze them. But at the same time, it's not overly dry to the point where it's going to be hurting the worms either. They can take some dryness as long as they can get to some moisture. As I said, it's not great, but it's not bad. All right, let's just dig in this corner over here. I know it's a little dark on this side. Let's just check over there. And again, all the food is gone. And just a variety of size worms in here. We've got some larger worms and some smaller worms. So this system is actually doing really, really well. Just like my Vermibags and my urban worm bag. Or I'm sorry, urban worm bags and Vermibag. Only got one Vermibag going right now. But lots of worms in here. They're looking really, really good. So with that, we're going to go ahead and cover this back up. And we're going to add in another layer of food here. So we're going to go ahead and cover this. Make sure we've got our paper on top here. We want to keep that paper as a barrier because all the food that we're adding is going to be frozen. Okay, let's get a couple of these worms over here. Let's just make sure they give them a chance to bury down in there. Get all the paper and everything off this edge right there. I think this is as good as we're going to get. We've got some of our little sprouts here, and I know a lot of people actually do feed, I think, sprouts to their worms. It's a really good food for them. I don't typically do that because it would require me to grow something else, but we're going to go ahead and grab our first container. We're going to add 2 containers of food just like I thought. We're going to grab our first one right here. Drip some of this off. This one's not quite as full as they normally are. This one's about 3/4 of the way full, but a good variety of food, I'm sure, in here. There we go. Let's just see. We've got some watermelon, banana peels, raspberries, clementines. So a good variety. Coffee grounds, celery. So this is a good variety system. We had a couple clementines in here. These are full clementines, by the way. So those went bad before we could eat them, I guess. There we go. That's actually not a whole lot in that one, but that's okay. We can have a smaller one, and we're still building up this system. Let me just make sure we get all the water out of there before I put this back. And let me grab the second one here. Sorry, it's going to take me a second. It's a little crowded. As I said, this is in the corner here. Just break those loose a little bit there before I bring it over. And we're going to have some more pepper plants in there. It looks like we've got some peppers in here. Look at that. There we go. Hold on. Try to get off some of this ice here. There we go. All right, let's see how this one looks. We've got more coffee grounds. We've got more clementines, it looks like. Oh, no, never mind. That's carrot. Carrot right here. We've got banana. We've got some apple. Lots of banana in this one. Look at that. Apple, more banana. Got a big apple right here. This one went bad before we could eat it. We've got, as I said, some more pepper in here. We'll see if these grow or not. We'll throw that over to that corner. Just trying to break this apart a little bit more. More apple. Then we got carrot peelings in here with coffee grounds and celery. That's some really frozen right there. We've got some banana peels on the other side. Actually, a full banana right here that looks like it went bad, and somebody in my family threw that in the bin. I don't know if that was just bad or not, or if it went bad. Normally we make it through all the bananas. Normally we don't have bad bananas. So I'm guessing something happened with that one. There we go. Just mush up this carrot peelings over here. Make sure everything's nice and as ground up as possible. No, I'm not going to be able to break that. When it's frozen, sometimes you can break them in half, sometimes you can't. Easier with two hands, though, I have to admit. There's a bag within a bag. So, got a lot of food in here, but this looks like it's going to be a nice feeding for the worms. And now, we're going to add in some of our crushed crab and eggshell, and I think we're going to add in some diatomaceous earth as well, because I have a lot of it. And by the way, I am wearing a mask. I'm going to keep bringing that up. I'm going to make sure that I wear my mask. I should be wearing goggles too, but I don't have any, unfortunately, so we're just going to go with the mask for now. But first off, our crushed crab and eggshell. Very, very generously sprinkled on top. And now for the diatomaceous earth, or DE. I gotta open the bag over here. I've got a little container here that I'm going to use to shake this in. I'm not touching this with my hands, by the way. This is food grade diatomaceous earth. There we go. That's supposed to be an anti-caking agent. And I've heard that if it's not wet, it can actually kill bugs. It's supposed to actually break their shells and kill insects. So it's not a bad thing to have around. I know I've definitely used it in other applications around my house, especially by doors and stuff where we had ants and they disappeared pretty quickly upon using it. Now, I've got my big container of pre-moistened cardboard. We're going to go ahead and dump this on. You're going to see here's some water coming out too. That's okay. There we go. And I actually really shoved it in there to get a lot in here because there's a couple times where I've been a little bit thin on some of these. And I really want to make sure that I'm adding a lot of paper to the top of these. All right, now this still has some paper left in it. I'm going to scrape that out real quick. By the way, I still have my mask on, even though I've covered everything up because there could be some dust in the air. And I want to make sure that I'm not breathing this stuff in. Really, we should be more careful with what we breathe in. I mean, there's a lot of pollution in the air, but you should really be making sure that if you're working with this stuff, you really should be filtering the air in that area to make sure that it gets cleared out. And I do have good filters on my shop vac, and along with in my house, I've got some MERV 8 filters, and then I also have a MERV 13 filter that I run almost all the time in my house. That's a custom built system just to kind of keep filtering out the air to make sure that any pollutions or anything like that that come out of here get sucked up. So there we go. That's our system. It looks really good right now, nice and full, and we're filled up right to about this indentation in the bin. Not sure if you can see that or not, but there's about an indentation, maybe right there you can see it a little bit. That's about where we're filled up to. We'll see how much this sinks down, but overall this system looks really, really good. Actually, there's a little baby worm on there. Look at that. All right, I didn't mean to pick him up in the process, but we'll leave this sit for a while. We'll come back, and hopefully tomorrow we'll check out some of my other systems that we've got, such as the urban worm bag and then the Vermibag. So thank you for watching. If you have any questions, please leave a comment down below, and let me know what you think of the system. If what you would change on it too, or you can look at some of my older videos and how I built it and everything as well. So thank you for watching.